Welcome everyone, today I have a new guide for Necromancer for Season 2 in Diablo 4. So in this video, I want to show you guys a very tanky Blood Necromancer build with all resistance to 70%. Yes, we'll briefly go through my gears and some of the cheaper ways of getting your gears up. Especially having a boot like this can be tremendous beneficial for all resist overwhelmingly good. So what we do over here is, let's briefly have a look at the build trailer and also teaser, and I'll fast forward a little bit to show you guys the build. So this is gonna be a Blood Surge build, and Blood Surge is by far one of the easiest build to be made for Necromancers because it is craftable. And here you can see I'm doing a Vimpad Helltide, and this is a level 75 monsters, and I'm currently level 68. So notice that we don't have any problems with most of the monsters. Yes, it may be a little slower against the boss monster, but majority of the time we're cruising through the content with World 4 difficulty, and I was able to do this after level 60. So there's a few methods and also tricks with item building, with the gears, and also with the paragons, and also skills I want to share with you guys, because this can make you extremely tanky, very powerful, and pretty much unkillable in most of the content. Now, as a demonstration, I was able to summon some of the harder elite vampires, and you can see that for this build, we're very durable. I'm constantly getting barriers, constantly getting fortified, and most of the time the monsters I can tank most of the damage. Now there is a small downside, my single target damage is not going to be the highest, but most of the time I can group enemies together and pretty much kill them very quickly. So this is a very lovely build, and at the end of the video, I'll share with you guys this little clip of replay during the Vampire Helltide. So coming over to my character. Now let's firstly have a look at the skill tree choices, and then we'll come over to the gear choices. Do keep in mind guys, as for the gears, I don't have the perfect gears. They're pretty much 2 out of 4 right half-axes, but that's enough. So right away I'm going with Hemorrhage, and as for Hemorrhage, I'm actually getting the Fortify with Hemorrhage. Now it is optional guys to go for the bonus attack speed, and this can be beneficial in terms of dealing more damage and also getting more resource. For me, I just want to have my Fortify to 100% and to become more durable and deal more damage with Overpower through Fortify. So this is a personal choice. You can deal more attack speed this way if you want to try it out. After that, 5 points into Blood Surge, and Blood Surge overpowers. And here our core skills will deal more damage and spend more essence. We're getting 1 point into the Healed Flash, and this allows us to get some corpses for the Corpse Tendril. Now 1 point is going into Blood Mist, and this also provides us with more corpses. Over here, you can see that I have 1 point into Decrypify. At the moment, I'm not using Decrypify a lot. It is not bad, but I don't feel like it is game changing, but it's decent. It reduces enemies damage, and it also provides us with a chance of lowering cooldowns. Now once we get over to the Corpse and some more cap section, you can see that my Corpse Control is level 1. Gears have made this one to level 4, and together we make enemies vulnerable. Now over here, all the points are allocated into the blood section to make us more durable, deal more overpower damage, do more healing, and also spawn more blood orbs. So this is very powerful for the Necromancer. Now if you find yourself to have enough Fortify this way, then you don't have to go for the initial point into Fortify, you can go for the attack speed over here. Now finally for the ultimates, we're going with the Bonestone and all the skills to the Bonestone. And here we're going with War Healthy, we're getting 12% more attack speed. Because we're not using minions, we're sacrificing minions, we can get the benefit from Standalone and also the Mental Mirror, which give us a tremendous boost of anything you wanted, overpower damage, resistance, or critical chance. And finally we're going Ramethas Vigor to give us more overpower damage for the Keystone. Now coming over to my choice of gears. So right away the legendary aspects you want, which is craftable, is that Blood Surge can allow you to echo after short delay. And I believe this is from Hotfest, from Fracture Peak, so this is very easy to be obtained. Once you have these core aspects, then you deal pretty much 50% more damage. Now after that, there isn't anything too must have, but some of them do help. Here we have that the Bonestone provides us with a barrier. And this is combined with one of the random rings I found to deal 15% more damage while having a barrier. I tend to find myself little short on damage against the bosses, and this is the adjustment. Over here we'll be spreading crowd control, and here you can see that as I pick up blood orbs, I will also be gaining more essence. Now, because we're using Corpse Tendril, we'll be getting more critical chance with Corpse Tendril and also increased critical rate, and this is quite nice to deal more damage. And over here, I want to stay healthy a little bit. I just happen to have this legendary, so while close to enemies, I will be healing 70 up to 260 per life per second. And also over here, one of the important aspects I have is that while my blood skill overpowers, we'll be gaining more attack speed. This is crafted from unlocking the dungeons, so this is not a this is not a great roll on it because it started with 20, it is now 30. I can get this one all the way up to 75%, giving a small resource gain and also more damage. Finally, as for the boots, because I find ourselves to be a little slower, so I'm getting the boots that provide us with more movement speed while not taking damage. And that's pretty straightforward. I think it can go with other mobility boosts as well, because as necromancers, we're pretty slow. Now, as for the weapon, I haven't put on particular aspects or codex yet, because well, at the moment this weapon is good enough for me, so I haven't changed into other weapons, and it just happens to be this legendary effect is on the weapon. So this is an 881 weapon, and I was able to get this one from the Vampire Helltide, and this provides us with a much needed damage boost. Now in terms of the skill, or in terms of the effects of choice, so here what I want to show you guys is, I'm trying to get damage reduction on the chest while getting blood surge on the gloves. But notice that most of those are not really highly geared. They're very basic gears, and this one's not even ancient. And here I'm trying to get as much damage reduction and as much defense on the pants. One thing I do highlight is that you can be rolling resistance on your boots. Even though this one provides me with dexterity, I'm getting tons of resistance this way. Together with sacrificing my minions, so here what I'm trying to show you guys, see, if you sacrifice your skeleton defenders, you can be getting a tremendous boost of resistance. The 20% is also boosted by 60% because of your passives. And finally, in order to become tanky, you can be upgrading your gears to level 3. And I even upgraded this particular amulet to level 4. Level 5. Simply I wanted the all resist bonus, and also I want to get all the skills to +3, and turns out they were not that much useful. Now briefly going through the blood skills of choice. Nothing too special guys, just the ultimate skills reduction to cooldown, and over here we have the core skill overpower, which is quite important for our build to guarantee overpower. And here we have more damage against vulnerable enemies. And over here we're getting more primary resource generation with the ability to do more damage. And finally, when enemies are crowd controlled, we'll be doing more damage because of that. Now because this is more of a mid-game build, so briefly going through my paragons. I'm getting both of the damage and also defensive perks over here, because we're actually getting double dip for the double bonus. Over here we're getting the blood orbs fortify us for percentage of maximum life, and also provide us with a little more damage. So I'm getting the 20% damage and also 200 armor. As we go over to the next category, we're getting the legendary nod for the bloodbath, and this will allow us to do more overpower damage. Make sure you come over to the golden ones over here, because you're actually getting a lot more overpower damage because of this. So I think this one provides us with a multiplier, and this is just a flat overpower damage. So this is the difference between those perks. And here we got some golden ones over here, and also some golden ones over here. As for the second glyph, we're getting 10% damage reduction from close enemies, and this also allows us to deal close range damage. Now finally, onto the next mod, my goal is to get blood regrets, which allows us to do more damage upon getting blood orbs. And on the way over there, we'll be doing more overpower damage, and also getting a few more perks on the way over there. So what I do over now is, I'll give you guys a short replay of me and a friend going with the Vampire Helltide, and you can see this build is very smooth. I can run any sort of content Helltide, Vampire Tide, and it's very survivable, and I do feel like this is the best way of going for this build. Now do keep in mind guys, during the time I have not switched my boots, so this is because of that I haven't got 70% on everything with resistance.
I need more time. ready yet. I need more time. I need more time.
You saved my life.
I'm not ready yet. I need more time. I'm not ready yet. I'm out of essence. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I need more time. I need more time. I'm not ready yet. I need more time. I'm not ready yet. I lack the required essence. I need more time. I need more time. I need more time.
But if you guys haven't subscribed, it is a really good time to do so, because I'll be covering tons of Diablo 4 related topics and also videos and also guides. We'll be looking to the top meta builds, non-meta builds, leveling up, and also Paragon tricks. We're also looking to the latest events and also official updates, and also changes to different characters and also different builds in the game. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and also turn the notification on, because a lot of you who are watching the videos have not subscribed. You can see 80% of the viewers who are watching our videos have not subscribed, so make sure you subscribe to stay tuned for the latest update for Diablo 4.